How does she get ready? We're changed into his image from glory to glory to glory. It's Colossians. Till Christ be formed in us, right? He's being formed in us. How is he formed in us? As we see him, as we behold him, we become like him. You'll hear me use this one over and over. We're changed into his image from glory to glory. This is how we're changed. By seeing him. We're changed into his image. There's that, you see him and there's a transference that happens. You have an issue with sonship, gaze at the Father. You have an issue being a husband, gaze at the bridegroom. There's a shift that'll happen. You begin to look like him. You begin to act like him. So there's coming a day where we're going to really look like him. Christ will be formed in us, not perfectly until he returns and there's that union, but we are going to look like him, and he's returning for a bride that looks like him without spot or blemish. I know I've said that 5 times, but that's how it happens. So you see how prophecy comes on the scene, and she says, behold your God. Look at him. Again, just Isaiah 40 is just one example. Count how many times the prophet says, look, see, behold. And every time he's using it, it's pointing towards the nature of God. Behold, he's a shepherd. Look, even when he says this is what he's going to do, it's revealing his nature. He's going to come and lead you by the still waters. Yeah, and I went over this last week. It's not just about what God's doing. His doing declares his nature. Everything that you do declares your nature, right? Every action that you take declares something about you. It's the same way about him. So even in Scripture, when you see that, when they're saying, look, God's doing this, it's declaring his nature. And that was my point I was trying to make in the beginning, too, about that you may believe. It's, again, that same point. He did this so that we would see, look, behold. We see his ways declare his nature. And so, again, here comes prophecy. Behold your God. Look at him. And again, we don't necessarily, I don't know that I've ever said behold while I'm prophesying. Yay, behold. We're going to try that, see what will happen. But when you get grounded and rooted in this, is why I'm really harping on this, because when you get that reality, you look through a different lens. When you have that understanding, and it will shift the way you prophesy. You'll bring people, without saying look, see, behold, you'll bring people into the knowledge of God. Just the way Isaiah did, even in that. And not just Isaiah, but that's just my favorite example. I'm saying, look, God's going to do this. There's a different spirit behind it than if you guys remember yesterday or last week when I said, the dilemma for me that brought me into this was that I said, back in the day, I would sit and I'd read people's mail. I give them information. Here I am now, sit in front of people. You read their mail, you give them information. What's the difference? And there's got to be more to this than giving people information. Why? Why do we prophesy? What is the point of this? Because I just don't want to go do it just to do it because I can do it. That's the difference between a psychic and someone who's prophesying. That is the difference. And that's important to know. Why are you doing it? What is the spirit behind it? Are you drawing people to the Lord? And again, that doesn't mean that you don't give words of knowledge, because I give words of knowledge all the time. And again, that's something we get into in that. But the words of knowledge reveal his nature. Healing, again, this was last week. Healings reveal his nature. When somebody gets healed, it's declaring he's the one that heals you. He's a healer. So he prepares the bride.